Just a little bit of good news. The Thailand legislature's house has passed a marriage equality bill. Look at that. Or wait, has it gone through all the way? Ah, the whole parliament has.
This is the moment Thailand's parliament approved a marriage equality bill on Wednesday. It is a landmark step that moves the country closer to becoming Asia's third territory to legalize same-sex unions.
Yeah, it's I think this is the first country in Southeast Asia to legalize same-sex marriage. In Asia broadly, it's Taiwan and Nepal, I believe. Thailand is a huge deal though. Nepal is kind of like Nepal is like a very special boy country, very special place, and Taiwan is, let's be real here, at least something of a Western proxy. So for Thailand, I guess, a more I don't know, culturally entrenched Southeast Asian country, it's a big deal. Also, to be like, Thailand has been known for its queer culture for so long. It seems silly that it took this long. Look at the flag they're waving. It's the Progress Pride flag. Wokeness is one. No kidding.
The legislation was passed by 400 of the 415 lawmakers present. The bill's passage marks a significant step towards cementing Thailand's position as one of Asia's most liberal countries on less.
I've heard that Thailand is great for trans people. Is that wrong? My understanding is that it is, but in a way that a lot of Westerners wouldn't necessarily gel with. Like, it's a different culture for it. Where, like, okay, I could be off on this, and I know I'm touching on a very complicated subject over which I don't have a lot of knowledge. There's a lot of sex work in Thailand. A lot of it is below board, by the way. So, sex tourists do often go there, like pedophilia shit or whatever. But if we're just looking at the above board stuff, there's a big, like, sex worker culture of, like, trans women. But the the Thai term for trans woman often gets translated to lady boy here, which isn't accurate, but it's also not like trans woman. It's more like they have a third gender, kind of, that's a little bit more divergent, like a little more like that. It's also not a slur. It's in their use of it, it's not a slur. If you call a trans woman a lady boy over here, it's a slur. But over there, the term they have is more I think it's a little bit closer to a third gender as a concept than it is to, like, our understanding of trans woman or trans man. Whatever the case is, there are a lot of accepting people over there. There's a lot of overlap between their ideas of trans and our ideas of transness. And because trans women or lady boys or whatever they prefer, have been such a cultural highlight over there for a while, they have very, very, very good like facial feminization surgery, top surgery, bottom surgery. They have like a well-entrenched medical side of things when it comes to transness. What do they call trans men? I have no idea. Boy ladies? No clue. Is that also the third gender? I don't know.
Being gay, bisexual, and transgender issues, alongside its traditional conservative Buddhist values. The country has long been a draw for same-sex couples. It has a vibrant and visible LGBT social scene for locals and expatriates. Thailand also has targeted campaigns to attract LGBT travelers.
Cool.
However, rights activists have long maintained its laws and institutions.
Does Buddhism even hate LGBT? The dominant religion in every country is almost always a reactionary movement. We need to send Westerners who think that Buddhism is about peace and love over to, like, any country where Buddhists are the majority so they can be dispelled of that notion and realize that they're just the same, like, religious conservative group over there too.
Do not reflect social attitudes towards LGBT people and same-sex couples. LGBT activists said the passing of the bill was a positive step, but there were some unresolved issues. During Wednesday's debate, LGBT advocates who were on the parliamentary committee had pushed unsuccessfully for the terms father and mother to be changed to the gender-neutral parent in references to the family unit. The marriage equality bill still requires approval from the Senate and endorsement.
Oh, okay, so as of this video, the Senate hasn't signed off on it. Okay, my apologies, then it still needs to go through the Senate. My understanding from what I read, though, is that the Senate is almost guaranteed to sign off on it because it went through the parliament incredibly easily. Like, it was like 440 to 10. Can the king just veto it? Yes, the king can veto it, but I don't think he's going to. I don't think the king would benefit very much from vetoing something that has that much legislative support. Thailand has a king? Yes, it does have a king. Like, the vote in Thailand for gay marriage is better than America's would be. Right now, the gay marriage vote, if it could be taken over again, would probably be just like 60-40 in favor. Maybe, because of the relatively progressive Republicans. Whereas over there, the vote for the in the parliament was overwhelming. Yes, it is illegal to insult the king in Thailand, so don't do that if you're in Thailand. Thank you, Planter George. Thoughts on Thai food? Thai food is good, and if you disagree, you're racist. Here's the current king. Looking very 1960s fascist American appointed leader in Latin America at the moment. He's a party animal. Yeah, doesn't he get in a bunch of scandals because he's like around and he's got tattoos and shit? Or am I misremembering? Here's a real picture of him. Oh, here we go. Here's him with his wife. That rocks, dude. Hell yeah. This is why you need high-rise pants, lads, okay? This is not a flattering angle. He got power by a coup. Well, he has the general uniform, so. Masagui, you're not getting me on this one. I don't like religion. Wow, that is slutty. I'm living. Yeah, seriously. There are like American queens who would hesitate to wear something like this, you know? Man, there are like several photos of him. This is great, man. His pants are falling off. Look at this. Do you think his guards were upset about this one? I feel like if I had spent my entire life training as a pilot or as a guard or whatever else, and I'm guarding the king and I'm, you know, this is what he looks like, I feel like I'd be upset. I feel like I wouldn't be taken very seriously. Absolutely not the airmen or even gayer. I guess that's true. It's good to be king, lol. Yeah. I think this might have been a little bit before he was appointed. Maybe it's not. I don't know. Thai king may be expelled if ruling from Germany. What? Is Thai prince autistic? Huh. This is like some old thing. I don't know what this is. I feel like I'd be fighting for one of the good ones. Yeah, unfortunately, this guy is not like a good guy, is my understanding. Well, you know. Either way, I'm glad that he's probably going to sign that bill into law soon. The military junta wants him to actually be in the country he's supposed to be the king of. So he's too busy around in other countries in like vacation resorts to actually be the symbolic leader of the Thai people, is what you're saying. Like he's too wacky. He may be expelled from Germany if he issues decrees from his Bavarian villa, the Bundestag has said. The monarch's long stay in Europe has been under scrutiny amid democracy protests. Okay. I guess it does kind of like denigrate. It's one thing if you have like an elected leader who's gallivanting around in foreign countries, but if you're a king who's supposed to be like the, I don't know if they subscribe to a divine rule attitude towards him, but you know, he's the king and he's just like jerking off in Germany or whatever, you know? Yeah. The German parliament has said that Thai king Maha Vajiralongkorn enjoys diplomatic immunity during his extended stay in his Bavarian villa, but the state does have the power to expel him from the country. They want him out? Germany's kicking him out? Foreign Minister Heiko Maas has previously warned Vajiralongkorn against ruling his country from Germany amid ongoing protests against what his critics say is the king's undemocratic rule in Thailand. More than 50 people were injured in demonstrations in Bangkok this week alone. It is divine rule. I believe his rule is legitimized by Buddhism. Interesting. Modern monarchies are jokes. Yeah. And Bavaria actually has a distinct history dealing with eccentric kings. Can you imagine being a wealthy king and being able to travel and vacation anywhere and wanting to stay in Bavaria? Jesus Christ. Like, you're the king of Thailand, okay? You've got a security detail with you. You go outside onto the street to, like, sample the local flavor, and it's just these guys everywhere. Just everywhere. Everywhere you go. You're just turning around. It's just all the goddamn leather shorts and the vests and the stupid hats, and they're everywhere. He just likes the lederhosen. Yeah, maybe he does. Bavaria is not a real place. It's difficult for me to accept, I'll admit. Bavaria at least has good beer. Well, we are grading on a curve. All beer is bad. Drink cider like a man. Drink extremely fruity $15 cocktails like a man, okay? The longer I look, the more I'm okay with it. Okay, we're moving on. They're being corrupted. The lure of Bavaria is the sirens of Bavaria are singing to you, and you are falling for their song. You're getting Bavarian madness, the disease that makes you want to wear lederhosen and drink nothing but beer. To talk like Nazis. By talk like Nazis, do you mean in German, or do you mean the things they say are ideologically in line with Nazis? What are you talking about? I don't like blondes. We're moving on. Lots of Germans in chat. One of these days we'll have a purge. one of these days. I don't know what I would have to say to like really upset them though, right? The French and the British are used to being the butt of jokes. The Canadians were offended by the idea that they might be just as bad as America because like feeling like they're better than America is all they have culturally. What would upset the Germans? I don't know. Mocking their bureaucracy? Like what? I'd have to think like what thing would a German VGGer be proud of that I could make fun of that would actually upset them, you know? Make fun of their food? They've heard that before. Insulting their beer? Yeah, but I can't just be some stupid, arbitrary whatever. Like, my criticisms of Canada were salient, you know? They were incisive, witty, genius, unprecedented, divinely inspired, even. You know, it'd have to be something appropriate. Tell them their sausages are bad. I feel like if you were gonna go that angle, you would have to go with like the only culturally interesting parts of Germany are southern Germany, and that's only because they're basically just more of Italy. It'd have to be something like that. It would have to be like the only good parts of Germany are the parts that like the Italians infected, you know, that crept up from the Alps and you know took root. That is so cope. Ah, we found one. We found one. We found one. Okay, that's the angle you'd have to go for. Yeah, it's working. That would just make the Southerners mad. The Northerners hate the Southerners. Yeah, but what even is Northern Germany? Can somebody point to a Northern Germany? What is Northern? Yeah, you mean Denmark? Literally, yeah. It's all of Germany is either Denmark or Northern Italy. You know, it's maybe that's the real fault of Germany. Germany's too large and it's too like culturally split up. You know, America's culturally split up, but we're also like kind of you know. We kind of take pride in that, you know, big melting pot. Just call it Diet Poland, that'll get them worked out. Yeah, but that's not really accurate, you know, to be fair. Germany's been coming down hard on pro-Palestinian protesters. Yeah, but nobody in my audience would disagree with that. What are your positions on Switzerland? Nazi gold. Can you try to pronounce Nordrhein-Westfalen? Was that anywhere in the ballpark? I assume it's like a German pronunciation, so I did the thing. I feel like that sounded okay. The second part was correct? Ah, well.